Hey, so in this video, I want to help you uncover your very own highly profitable coaching niche. I'm going to go through the steps and I'm going to break it down into a format that you can understand and have actionable steps at the end of this video. Hi, my name is Matthew White, and if you're a coach, I just want you to know that I'm 100% committed to helping you get to that next level in your business. I'm passionate about helping coaches and consultants, and I want to see more people have the success in their businesses that we've been able to have over the last few years. So who am I? A few years ago, I was in a position probably like most of you where I was looking to get out of my day job and go full-time into doing something that I really enjoyed. This photo was a momentous occasion when I was able to finally quit my day job for the Ugly Duckling, which is this property behind me, where we were able to start our own business. We discovered that there was this really awesome little profitable niche that we could get into, that we could make a real impact in. It was a really great opportunity. So I jumped out of my day job, and I was earning really good money at the time. I was a high-paid construction manager doing high-profile projects to $150, $200 million in value, and that was a very high-pressure situation. I didn't want to be doing that anymore. I wanted to get into coaching, consulting. I wanted to get out of that high-pressure job and do something for myself. But then that big inevitable thing happened, right? The empty calendar. It was a great struggle to try and work all the pieces together and to take a step back and to really work from the beginning to figure out the formula that would actually work. Now, we knew we had some ideas of where we wanted to go. We loved real estate. We wanted to be more proficient in real estate at the time, and we wanted a business around that. And so after figuring all this stuff out, now we've been able to make over $3.5 million in sales with a full calendar, a full schedule, and leads constantly coming into our business. It's a really good feeling when you're able to do that. And we've been able to crush this niche. And I want to talk a little bit about the formula or the process that we use to really work through this. I see a lot of people struggling, trying to find their coaching niches. What is a profitable niche? What is going to work for me? How am I going to find the people to coach? And I see this a lot. So many people blindly wandering, never dominating. Just kind of they're fluttering around and never actually getting a foothold and actually getting stuck in and being able to really make that extra money, right? Make that $10,000 a month or $50,000 a month or $100,000 a month. And it really comes down to putting the fundamentals in place to understand what needs to be done to get from one step to the next. A $10,000 a month business is very different to a $50,000 a month business compared to a $100,000 a month business. These all have different systems, mindset, and staff requirements. So here's the thing. What is a profitable niche? Now, I've been in the coaching space for a very long time, helping countless people really understand what it means to be in a profitable niche. For me, what a profitable niche looks like, it's understanding the fundamentals. It's these important aspects, and it's super critical, and so many people don't lock onto this as a foundation. In the niche, there needs to be a need for transformation. There needs to be this want to get to another place, or that next level in their life, getting them from A to B, or to see, or whatever that looks like. There needs to be a very deep need for transformation. And there's plenty of that around. There needs to be a willingness to pay money. The need for that transformation needs to be so deep that people are prepared to dig into their pockets and pay good, hard-earned money for that transformation, which you'll provide. There needs to be a potential to create that transformation, because not all niches have this ability where you can take somebody and transform their lives or their businesses or their families' lives. There's so many avenues that you can dive into to find a profitable niche. It needs to be easy to reach and a stable or ongoing or growing market. There needs to be the ability to reach these people very quickly or very easily and take your business to another level and grow from that 10,000 to 50,000 to 100,000. And ultimately, this is super important, is you need to feel good about helping to create the change. If you feel good about helping to create the change, you're going to make it profitable because you're going to enjoy getting out of bed every day and doing the things that need to be done to make that niche a success or to make that journey that you're on a success. This is fundamental. Now, there are 4 major niches, 4 big core areas that you could dive into as a coach and they will be profitable. There's profit in all of these. So wellness is really about helping to prevent people from being sick or getting out of something like stress or doing something like losing weight. The wellness space is huge. Life and mind. Life and mind fits into those categories of family, mindset, positivity, motivation. So you're taking somebody on a journey to somewhere. Yeah, you're helping people prevent something. Then the performance niche is huge. Productivity, growing in your personal business life, being a better leader, being more motivated, being more focused, being able to speak on stage. There's big amounts of money to be made in this performance sector. Business is one of the most profitable but also highly competitive sectors, but huge area where you can make money in as a coach. There's a high demand coaching niches that are very profitable. And when you dive down deep into them and you see the demand and you see the categories and you can see the areas where you can add value, it's insane that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter so much what you get into. It really does matter on how you're going to feel about doing the thing that you want to do, because there's money to be made and there is a way for you to find a way into any niche. There are 4 ways to really locate people in any niche. And they vary depending on the different categories that you're in. So first of all, location or website. You can reach out to people on their websites. You can reach out to people if you know the location, business addresses, people are at those addresses, houses. If you know their location, you can reach out to people. On the website, you can reach out to people. Networks and groups. If you're involved in any big networks and groups, you can tap into that and find huge value and be able to find clients. Interests and demographics. Now, this is kind of a targeting type of environment where you're using advertising. It's very important to know how to target those people. What are their interests and demographics? Because you want to know who it is specifically you're going to target. And then fundamentally, one of the ones I love as a starting point is understanding where people are at in their questions and research. This is through keywords. Now, this is a very powerful, fundamental place for anyone who is in the coaching space to really get a handle on how they can tap into a market and how they can start looking to dominate any sector. Now, we have to start somewhere to understand all of this. Now, if you're not really sure what a niche is, I'll explain it quickly to you. So in swimming, for instance, there's huge categories here that you could tap into. Some of them you might not be able to coach. Some of them might be commerce. Some of them are going to be very coachable. For instance, if you went down the swimwear and accessories path, you might have a category of performance wear and casual wear. Performance wear might be where outfits that help you swim faster in competition, right? Or casual wear, maybe beach wear, that type of stuff, right? Then say, for instance, in swimming, there's high performance swimming. The need for people or person or groups wanting to get into the Olympics. So you might have had some success in this. You might be a performance swimming coach and you can dive into that as an Olympic coach. Or maybe something like deep diving. There's a lot of deep underwater sea diving that's becoming popular as a trend. You might have already had success. And so in this space, you might find you could help people set up businesses in this space or help people in the space find a way to be better at this sport. Then saying, for instance, teaching swimming to children, teaching children how to swim specifically, or maybe coaching teachers how to set up businesses and teach children how to swim. So there's a lot of scope just in one main category. You get the point. And in business, local business, which is a very, very big popular segment, you could break it down into a smaller part of this local business segment and say focus on just barbers. There's a big growth market in the barber space. What you might look at then, what is a barber looking for and what part of these can you fit in? Looking at a specific niche like barbers means you can create a package, coaching package around all of these things to help barbers. Or if you're helping local businesses predominantly as a broader spectrum, which is a niche in its own, then you might actually be targeting smaller segments of that. So you could be, for all local business, a coach on local advertising, or a coach on local outreach, or a coach on success planning for those that want to start up a business, because there's a lot of interest for men and wanting to get into the barber space, and it's a good profitable business. So you might have that as a category, or you might have this as a coaching category, recruitment and retention. Like, that's huge in the local business space. Recruitment and retention, that's a massive category, and a lot of people struggle with that, right? And then if you're in the barber space specifically, you could be teaching or coaching a segment on training barbers, showing actual barbers how to be better at their craft, or maybe helping create business setup and structure for barbers ultimately. So a big niche within lots of little sub niches that are all profitable, all have the capacity for you to earn money in as a coach. But I know this is kind of a bit overwhelming, but I'm going to get to a point in a minute. In any coaching sector that you go in, to understand the value, right? Because you can only provide certain things. As a coach, training has a lower value. Like, if you do a whole lot of training videos and you have it in a place where people can go and learn and they pay money for it, value to the client is very low, because here's what it means. It means they've got to spend a lot of time doing that thing. The lowest amount of time they spend doing the thing, the higher the value is and the more money they're going to pay. So training people is good. Fundamentally, it's an automated process, but ultimately people want help. And this is where the most value is for most coaches, is helping people one-on-one, or helping people in a group environment. And then finally, and there is certain sectors where you would be doing this, and usually in business environments, you could be doing something. I mean, marketing or systems type stuff, you could do and then sell those pieces, and those are very high value. So, and you can plug all these pieces together into packages ultimately, but the value really comes from when you're helping people or you're doing something for people. Very important to understand. So here's the thing. To really hone in on a profitable niche, there is a process. We have a very systematic approach to helping people find a niche. And this is fundamentally, this is the process I went through to really establish confidence in the niche that we were in, this tiny little niche we've been able to dominate, and what it's meant for us moving forward in all of our other businesses. Now, there is these 4 pillars that are super important when diving into a profitable niche. You can't do any of these other parts without knowing these first. I'll go through them. The number 1 pillar is knowing your value. Knowing your value means understanding you and what you provide and what value proposition you have, right? If you understand who you are, what value you have, and what you can do to change people's lives, you then have the most amazing fundamental starting blocks to creating change, to making an impact, and to creating profit for yourself and building the life you want. Like, it's a fundamental building block. I can't stress how important that is. The next is understanding who you want to serve. I see so many people getting this wrong. They're not clear on who they want to serve. They're not clear on that perfect client. who they're going to say yes to and who they're going to say no to. Super important before you even go down the path of the next layer is getting these right. Once you get this right, the rest becomes a lot easier. For instance, for us, when we were going down our journey to find our niche in the real estate sector, we did this. We wanted to be very clear about who we were going to serve, and then we started finding out our path. What was our path going to be specifically? What did we and did we not want to do? What was it going to look like for us to create a business? This is super important as a business planning process to really get clear about where you want to end up, where you want to go. The next is finding your place, understanding through research and analysis how you can find a way to break into a niche that gives you kind of a leverage point. There are so many ways to break into niches just sitting there dormant, and no one's taking advantage of these gaps. And if you understand where to find your gaps, to find a place, and you start creating your, what we call a pillar niche tree, and this is understanding the value that you're going to put into it, and then really honing down into these profit gaps. What are the things that you can provide value in that you can start tapping into that niche so that you can make money as a coach? Then finally, the biggest thing I see people struggle with, oh my goodness, making a decision, getting clear about that pathway, taking action, cutting out the noise. So once you have all these fundamentals in place, you know you have clarity where you're going to go. The next thing is don't overanalyze. Make a calculated decision. You see that there's an opportunity. Start doing it. Cut out all the noise. Stop with the distractions. Stop with the chasing the shiny objects. Get focused and launch and get into it. It very much is that simple. You want to get into a niche and make money in it. These are the steps. If you're not taking action, if you're not really getting clear about your path and then doing, you're never going to get anywhere, because you'll end up like everyone else, struggling, going around in circles, not figuring things out. So ultimately, I believe finding a perfect profitable niche, even though you want to get clear about all of these things, the demand, knowing your path, knowing what you're going to say and sell to people, the biggest takeaway or take home here is the mindset. The mindset shift that you have to really start learning, practicing, and doing. Yes, it's going to be risky, but you've got to try and do something and learn from your mistakes so that you can be moving forward. The quicker you get the mistakes and problems out of the way, the quicker you can make money. It's that simple. Now, we have a formula that we use to helping people getting clear about their niche and creating the pathway, understanding where they want to get close to, right? You need a market that has pain. You need to provide a remedy. They need to have money, and there needs to be a growing need, right? And we use keyword research to understand. Fundamentally, I've always used keyword research to really understand the problems out there and to really get an understanding of what it is that I'm going to provide and how I can tap into it. For instance, we knew we loved real estate, right? We created a really clear pathway of who we were and types of people that we wanted to help. We wanted to help real estate investors. We wanted to help people. We found out that there was this huge demand in our area for people wanting to create cash flow. People were struggling, interest rates were going up. There was a whole lot of dynamics happening around real estate, and people wanted cash flow. Now, previously, we were doing a lot of research around these types of models in real estate, developments, multifamily, subdivisions, flipping, all that kind of stuff, and it didn't sit with us. It wasn't our passion, and it wasn't something that we could really dig into. These are interesting and very valuable sectors to be in, but it wasn't for us, and it was that clarity and that focus that helped us really get to a place where we were able to be successful. So we discovered that there was a lot of people that wanted property cash flow. What we fundamentally discovered or stumbled upon was that there was a growing need for rooming houses that seemed to stand out for us. Now, that project that is behind me, the ugly duckling, the day I quit at my job, was all about that. Creating houses like these and turning them into rooming houses. And it was very, very quick to see that there was a demand for affordable housing, for people to live affordably, and there was a demand for people who wanted to turn their properties into cash flow. So we jumped into this and we started teaching people about how to make money, how to 5x their cash flow renting out bedrooms. This was our formula that we created. And boom, in no time, we saw huge results. There wasn't a lot of competition and we were able to crush it. The competition has grown exponentially, but that's fine because now we're dominating that space because we actually very clear about who we are, what we're doing, and how we're delivering that as coaches and consultants. And it really comes down to this. And if you want to have and create your first $10,000 business, or you want to grow your business, this is how we do it for our clients. First of all, we have our domination method. And this has been the key for us to really create value and dominate our sector. It's having this. First of all, a niche that you can dominate, or a section or segment of a niche that you can dominate, that you've quantified, that you feel good about doing. The next thing is really important, and it's really simple. This little secret sauce here has totally changed everything we do. My whole business has been fundamentally built around this butterfly post. Butterfly post is a post that you create, that you boost, and it goes out into the ether and creates huge value for you, dramatically reducing your ad costs and really increasing the value that you can get out of a niche. Combining that with one magic ad, and this is our unique method for creating an ad, and it's a video ad that goes out and it literally sucks in the best people into your calendar. And in no time, your calendar will be full with low-cost leads. It's very, very super powerful. The next thing you need is a lead process. Leads and email are still fundamentally one of the most powerful ways we've found to connect with our audience. It's still, after all these years, email has been one of the best marketing tools for us. And so I fundamentally highly recommend you being able to create a lead list, email list. It really helps, and we have a very unique process for doing this that really creates that magnetic message and engages people in a really, really good way. Then we have a trust video. Very important to have a trust video. The trust video is really there to amplify your business, to create the value in what you're providing. Very simple, 10 to 15 minute video that it's a game changer when you get this all right. Then what we do is we create scarcity. We have an application to the process. The application is super important. You need to understand the people that are getting in front of you, and also to remove the people that are going to waste your time. If you don't have this in place, you're going to waste your time and money. And then finally, you need a perfect formula. If you have a formula and you've created your offer out of this formula, it's a winning formula. This is our coach launch formula to get you to $10,000 a month. It's very simple, very, very streamlined. And when you get this right, there's nothing stopping you from building a multi-million dollar business. Once you get these fundamentals right, the rest is just adding on to it. So we have a formula that we've created, and this formula for us is to help coaches and consultants go from $10,000 to $50,000 to $100,000. And this is the only way to do it. It's a very powerful model that works really, really well. And when you understand to put in the fundamentals right, the rest of the stuff is a lot easier to grow from, and then you can scale your business exponentially from that. All right. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you've liked this content, please subscribe to our channel, and I'd love to help you get to that next stage in your coaching business. My name is Matthew White. Once again, I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.